Uh, any queries before going to sessions, before taking over classes today? Any questions or anything you have in your or for everybody? Hello? Hello?
Yes, Anand,
Hello.
we are able to hear.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. So, yes, Sairam.
Sanat Arun here.
Yeah,
Sanat. Yeah. Uh, can you show us quickly, like in initially that IP address, like in we have done one some example, no?
mm,
IP uh, IP visible.
correct. So you want to
No,
get the
no.
convinced?
Can you no no? Can you show us that example in WebUA?
Oh, okay. 1 second. Okay.
See, no, no. You do one thing. Open the WebUI and you create it a new session.
1 second. I'm doing that. 1 second, doing that.
Yeah.
Why? Because we have created some scenarios in WebUI or not? You haven't?
No, we haven't as of now.
Yes. Anyway, just
We
show
will do
you.
one thing like in today and Saturday, Sunday, whatever examples we are doing, we will do it in WebUI only. See, in the WebUI, like in from the step by step, we want to know that. Suppose,
See,
uh,
uh, in the other examples which I am doing, which I will be showing in further classes, the first thing would be the standard configuration that would be done in web UI. But when we go for the customization, I will be going for the Eclipse UI. Okay, and there is no
so like an customization, are we not able to do it in WebUI?
we are able to do in web UI, but Eclipse UI you have some extra options also which are available. In a web UI, you are restricted with some functionalities and some features which are available in Eclipse UI. That's why I tend to go with the Eclipse UI. Okay, and don't worry, I will be showing where all things would require, and there is no major change when you uh, go from Eclipse UI to Web UI. There is none. Okay, there is only the UI changes, UI difference. Okay, and all the functionalities at the back end are same. Okay, so I'm just showing because I just forgot to show you the creation of this one scenario in Web UI. Else, I generally tend to go with the Eclipse UI itself because it's quite faster and easy to configure. Okay.
Um, why? Because Sanath and I checked with the most of my friends and all, so they are not doing it as of now. They are not doing anything on the web, like in Eclipse. So everything they are doing on the straight away in the web UI. So if we have the hands on web UI itself, it will be fine.
Yeah, I
See,
am.
as
Yeah,
of
I'm showing.
no, no,
See,
let me complete that. See, you show it as an web UI, as we don't have the SAP HCI tenant access, we have to do it in Eclipse. We will do it in Eclipse. You show it on the web UI.
okay, but the documents which I am providing and the things which I am providing is, see, Eclipse UI, fair enough for your question, but I
Yeah,
am
like in,
showing on both. Yeah, I'm showing on both.
okay.
See, I'm showing on both. I'm not saying I won't be showing on that or I won't be doing that. I will be showing on both, but the document and the things which I am providing, those are of my Eclipse also, and the feature, the customizations and those things are more evident and applicable, like your adapter configuration. Those things are more evident on Eclipse UI. Uh, if your friends are doing, it might be possible that they are not customizing to that level that is required. Okay, the simple things are uh, possible on your web UI of your HCI. There are pros and cons of both UI. Okay, so what I will do, I will be showing you some, configuration on both. Okay, I will be starting from web UI and I will be completing on your Eclipse UI also. Eclipse UI also, but the the document which I am providing would be mainly for your Eclipse UI. Okay. So now just for your demo interface, I'm just showing you the demo interface, how it works. Means that IP address one, we will create one. Now click on add. When we have to do the IP creation in your web UI, you just go to one package. This is the package which I have already created. Okay. Demo underscore training, integration underscore training. Okay. Under this, under the artifact tab, you have one option called add. Okay, so you have three type of artifacts which you can create over your web UI directly. Either your data integration, okay, your integration flow, and value mapping. So we know what is value mapping. Okay, we know what is integration flow. Your data integration is something related to your DS part of your HCI. Okay, so DS is something connecting to database from the backend system. Okay, so two database would be your any two Oracle database or any database which are taking from which the sender is taking the data. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Anand.
Okay. So data integration means where you have the sender database. There is one database which is your production database, and you have some other database also which needs to get the replicated data. Let's say your BI database. So you will have, you can create your interface which can extract the data from one database, and it will be placing that full data, unstructured data, to another database. So this is kind of an ETL tool, extraction that also, but as of now we will be concentrating on integration flow or our process integration part. Okay, so click on integration flow. Okay, it will ask for a name, so just give a name. Uh, just give a sender name and receiver name. So in our sender it was boomerang. Receiver our GOIP. So click on OK. So we have an iFlow created here. You can, means if you can go to the action part of this iFlow, you have the option of deploy, configure, download, view metadata, or delete. Okay, so as of now we haven't done the configuration.
Sanat Arun here. Can you go back to the screen once?
Which one?
Like sender and receiver you have given there just once. Here sender is suppose sender is the like an interface is suppose you take ECC to some third party, means sender system is ECC, receiver is a third party, like that you will give here.
Yeah, you can give.
Okay. like an ECC system is directly will give it as a ECC system name there, and receiver system business system name what is there will give it there, right?
Yes, yes.
And for the name of this one, like an name and ID, like an any namespace kind of thing is required here.
No, no, no. See. Whatever I'm writing in name, it would be replicated in your IDC. Okay.
Okay.
So I have given demo underscore GOIP. So this would be replicated in ID also. Okay. But it would be your
And
nomenclature or your naming conventions
okay,
which you are
as
following
per
in.
the as per the naming standards, you will do that.
Yes.
And what is the option called upload there?
Yeah.
Upload. No, if you go back to the screen.
Okay. That is if you create a new iFlow and that iFlow, see, let's say the case is when you already created an iFlow in your Eclipse and you want to use that same iFlow in this demo. So they have given an option to upload that iFlow direct. First of all, download that iFlow in your Eclipse and upload here. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. What is it?
See, if you have created a iFlow in your Eclipse, okay, so that day I showed you how to download the iFlow from Eclipse. Remember, directly go to the deployed artifact and download those. So that once I have downloaded on my local, and if I have to import that to my design portion of my HCI. So I can create, I can go to add, import, and I will click on upload. I will browse to the location where my iFlow is present in my local. Okay, and I can import that.
Okay. At the time also, at the time also, you need to give the sender and receiver. It
Yes,
will not
they
take.
have given the option. See, they have given the option of sender receiver. Let me go to this integration flow. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
go to the integration point, see that just it's just a name, matter of fact, it's just a name. It won't affect your integration flow or anything. Okay, one second. See, so this sender and receiver, even I have given the boomerang and the GeoIP. It is not directly seen here. Okay, so again you have to change that name here. You're getting me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have to again rename this and the receiver as my. Okay. So now you have an uh, iFlow template. Okay, simple iFlow template. One second. Now let's take your sender adapter. Let's do the configuration adapter. Okay. Take this and place it to the start. Okay. And we had the SOAP adapter 1.x that day. Okay. Just after clicking the SOAP, it went for the message protocol. Which message protocol do you want to configure? So it's 1.x. Okay. Now from here, you can give the connection name as SOAP, or you can give it as uh, sender SOAP. Okay, connection name. Now address details again. I would say if you want, you can give as your own address, means whatever address you have create, okay, or follow the company rules, means whatever the naming conventions you have. So let's say I am changing this HCI demo slash IP slash test just because it's in test. Okay, so now it's not invalid. As of now, we had done a WSDL import in the sender itself to validate the sender data. So what I will do from manual, I will click on WSDL. Okay. Now, in place of selecting a WSDL, if I don't have WSDL, means I haven't imported that WSDL to my HCI iFlow as of now means. So there is an option called upload from the file system at the last. Click on here. If you have a WSDL file, let's see if I have a WSDL file. Yeah, this is the WSDL file. Okay, so this is the WSDL file. So my scenario was get GeoIP. Okay, so I've selected that and all my details already got populated in the service and endpoint field. You can see service and endpoint field got automatically filled up. Here it's always robust and the user credentials authorization, click on the client. Okay. And here also add a certificate. So again, upload from my file system. Okay, so I have a certificate imported. Okay, and my sender configuration is done. Okay, sender adapter configuration is done. Okay, nothing
Here,
else, nothing else required.
like you can see, already I have asked in the last class also. Here, address is anything, right? Go first
Yes,
one.
yes, yeah,
So,
anything.
like in address is anything means what we need to give. Like in, I didn't get that address is something we need to give. Anything on that? Is there any specific to the in the real time scenarios? Like in address, what we need to give? Like in example, you write it.
Yes,
Suppose.
so in real time also, see, in real time also, you have to give your own company, you have to follow the nomenclature of address, means whatever the URL you will generate. You know how the URL generate, whatever I have given this address, based on this,
Mm-hmm.
a URL, unique URL would be generated for the runtime uh, node of your HCI. So if see that this address would be the suffix to the runtime URL of HCI. Okay, so if you want to give some meaningful name, okay, give a
No,
meaningful
no.
name.
Here it is in this tenant. In this tenant, what is the runtime URL? How do you get that?
Uh, Once we will deploy it, one second, let me save it. First of all, it will give me error. Let me show you the runtime URL, how we get the see. So this is
Remaining
what is
like
called.
an
This is
remaining 1 minute, Sanath. Remaining guys, am I disturbing you all people? Is it fine to ask?
it would be the right question to ask. Just ask me because we are going in the advanced part. Just ask whatever you are facing the issue about. Okay, I guess for the others also it will be the same thing. If you are facing something, just ask me right now because we are already into our advanced classes of HCI. Okay, and I won't be explaining this back again when I will be doing the configuration. Okay, so also see, so this is your runtime URL, the worker node URL, okay, the IFL map, which I showed you in the Eclipse also. This is our worker node and this is our tenant management node. And worker nodes do tend to generate your runtime URL. So this is your runtime URL. Okay, when we will deploy that artifact, our this would be constant, and whatever I write HCI slash demo slash IP address slash test. So this is how my URL is generated for my IP sender adapter. Okay, and this
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
what?
Yesterday also have seen. Yesterday also have seen some of the systems in the real-time systems up to CXF, CXF, no, or like that URL is there. After that, they are writing on their own. Up to CXF is
Correct,
common, I think. Okay,
correct, correct. It's a fixed one. It
okay,
is always
okay,
fixed.
yeah.
There will be no changes,
Yeah. I should have
and
seen
you
this.
can
Yeah.
yes. So even if you don't have access to this, you can create your own URL by using this one. Okay, you can just tell CFX this one, and you can write this one to that.
If
Now I'm
if
going
if
back
you
to
log
my
into HCA, if you log into HCA tenant up to that URL, I can use it, right? HTTPS colon p0289 hyphen tmn. Okay, I got it.
no 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 no. This is my
0289 is the
No, no.
your is ready, right?
no no. It's my tenant ID.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
I got
tenant.
it. Okay,
Tenant ID.
that URL and this URL is different. Okay, got it.
Yes.
This is IFL map something like that.
So this is for the runtime, and this is your tenant management node URL.
Okay, got it.
Channel
So
name should
conversion of
be,
tenant, no.
sorry,
So conversion of tenant, right? Still showing error,
one
no.
second. Yeah, it's showing me some name error. Uh, I guess I have given space in between. That is the error. Yes,
Yeah,
that is done.
space.
Anyway, now I have an SOAP sender adapter configured. What I will do, I will take this and I will use this for my receiver adapter. Again, let's say for receiver adapter, in this case, we are using the SOAP. We could have used the OData also. We could have used the STTP also. But as of now, we are just using the SOAP adapter. Okay. Again, 1.x. Let's take it 1.x. Okay. Select this adapter. Give the name. Receiver SOAP. Okay. In this case, the address should be my receiver system address. So what is the address? I don't remember. Service X something. Let me get that URL. Web service X. This is my URL of receiver. this cannot be anything. It should be a valid uh, uh, address to the receiver system. Okay, and that should be either provided by means your vendor or again receiver system themselves. Okay. Now again for the WSDL, I will click on URL of WSDL, select, and we have already imported the GeoIP WSDL. So just select this WSDL. It will take to the page where I have to get the HTTP GeoIP. So I'm selecting this, and you will see those things this one. Okay. The authentication for this is none, as this is an open web service, so no certification required, no authentication required. Okay, and the configuration is done. Okay, let's do little bit mapping also here. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Sanath,
yes,
I have a question here.
yes,
See, here address you have given that actual that WSDL access, right? Here, web service net or
no,
something. No,
this
no.
is my
In the
address.
address, like this WSDL address, web service address.
This is the web service address.
Web service address you have given. Suppose
Yes.
you take an example in real-time scenarios. See, in HCA, you can use only web services or WSDLs, right? Like in, are you able to use XSDs?
Yes, we can import SSDs also, but that is for the
Yes, right?
structuring. Means, yeah,
Yeah,
for that is
structuring.
only for mapping.
Yeah, structuring you will use it. Suppose you take an example. Suppose any scenario ECC to third party it is going. For example,
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
Third party like an ECC IDOC it is coming. It is reaching to HCI, doing the transformations, and we are sending to the third party as a SOAP adapter.
Hmm.
Okay. At the
Okay.
time in PI, usually you will go to service interface or like an ICO, and you will generate the digital file and you will give it to them, right? So like this here, how do we do this in
So,
HCA? So you need to generate the digital file, you'll give to the third party to bus, use this digital file to load the data into your system.
so directly visual means again in that case you want to make your system as your sender, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that is not the case. It's if it's in receiver because when you provide your WSDL, you are opening you are making your PI as a web service, correct? If I'm not
Yes.
wrong, correct. So
Yes.
in that case, so in HCI, we are never making our HCI as a sender system. We are always making it as a client, which is taking the data from one system and placing the data to another system. Okay, so we have to always get the WSDL from either of the sender system or receiver system, and in this case, we are not exposing our PI our HCI, which will be exposing our ECC. Okay. So in that, what we were doing here at the PIN, we were exposing our ECC via IDOC adapter, and that IDOC WSDL, we were sending it to the third party. Okay, but in this case, we are not doing because there is no direct connection of your HCI with your ECC. Okay, so in this case, we are always dependent for the WSDL from this either the sender system and receiver system. We will not be able to generate any WSDL directly from our HCI.
No,
Getting me?
see, example, so no, see, example it, you take it, suppose you take a reverse criteria. Sender is a third party, the receiver is some other system, we don't bother as of now. So sender system, they have given the XSD. You take an example, they have given XSD. So it's, this is my structure like that, they have given XSD. Okay.
Okay.
So XSD you have imported into HCI, you have done the mapping, everything. You have configured as a sender as a SOAP adapter, receiver as a SOAP adapter. That's fine. Till now, here it is done. This same example, if you do it in PI, so at that time from the suppose if you are configured as ICO scenario, ICO scenario means ICO you will go to center interface and you will generate the um, WSDL file, and you will give these endpoints to the center system. Say use this as an WSDL to you send the data to PA. Use this WSDL to send the data to PA. Like this in HCI, how do we do that? Like how do we generate from the XSD to WSDL file?
No, we are not able to do that. First of all, we are not able to generate the WSDL file. Okay, we are not giving any WSDL file to anybody to uh, 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 so that we get the structure. They get the structure of the system from our HCI to their system. We will be just providing this URL, whatever URL I have generated to send the system, and that URL they can send the data for whatever the WSDL they have provided to us or whatever the structures they have provided to us, and then import that to our then they can send the data to the HCI. So we are not able to create any WSDL from the XSD. First thing, that is not a possibility in your HCI.
Suppose third party has to give the WSDL file
Uh,
to us.
See,
Has to
you
give.
know,
There's no other
it's
tool.
not compulsion. See, it's not compulsion. At the OData adapter configuration, if you remember, let me open that OData configuration for you. I haven't imported any WSDL file at my sender adapter. So what my HCI will do, HCI will automatically take whatever the data is coming from the center system. It will not validate. It will directly take that data and it will take for the mapping also if you have the access in those. Okay, show you. In this one, I have imported the WSDL file at my sender adapter. Okay, let me show you in my Eclipse for the scenario which I have configured for OData. It's not
Okay, okay.
compulsion to have the XSDs to be imported. There is an option called manual also at the sender adapter, where if you don't want to validate the uh, uh, whatever the sender structure is manual, and it will not ask for the WSDL file for the sender system. You see, there is no
Like
WSDL file.
no. Oh, that's fine. Like the sender, how they will send that, how they will trigger their message.
They will trigger their message just like we are triggering from our boomerang. We need to have the structure ready with us, whatever the type of structure which is required by HCI. They just need to go whatever what we do in boomerang. We go to a boomerang. We go to a boomerang. We provide this URL in this our SOAP, kind of a SOAP URL boomerang. We just place our URL, whatever the structures we have it. Means I also imported the structure via WSDL. Okay, so either this WSDL would be uh, you can create your WSDL through the Eclipse. Okay, there is an option of creating your Eclipse WSDL by your own, or you can import the structures from your like then you can import that WSDL to your Eclipse, but you cannot create directly in your HCI. So you have to rely on whatever means if you have created this structure, you can rather give it in your Excel file. Means what we did is we created a structure we had this structure already. We did not do validation here, and we just they have created the WSDL and they were sending the data to us to this URL. Okay.
Okay. You do one thing. You continue with this. So let me explore something on this, and tomorrow we'll discuss on this. Domain. Okay.
Okay. So there is an option of creating WSDL on your Eclipse also. If you want, you can create your WSDL, but that is all together different process apart from our HCI. Okay. Now I'm going for the mapping. Let's say I'm going for a mapping. Let's take this as your message mapping. I'm placing it in between your sender and receiver. Okay, so this is my new mapping. What I will do, I will create one mapping here. Create. It will ask me for the sender structure and receiver structure. First of all, it will ask me for name. Hello, guys.
Yes, Anand. We are there.
Okay. Yeah. Now for the this mapping, you need to have a source message. So source message is the same I'm taking as of now. Okay, and receiver also I'm taking as the same. Now I don't want to change it. Now what I have to do, I have to map this. Okay. One second. No, it's not taking. So in this between, when I place it,
Not here.
yes, sir.
Add variable is not there. No, here. Add variable is not there, right? In the receiver structure.
No, add variable it's not there.
Add variable is not there. Are we able to duplicate the segments?
Sorry?
Are we able to duplicate the segments? Receiver side.
Yes, we can do that.
How do they just show me? No?
I will show you one second. I will show you.
Okay.
Okay. And also these are the standard means once I have taken this is the mapping. Okay. Now where was it? It was the constant. Again, I'm taking constant. Okay. Mm, and delimiter once. And yes. Uh, okay.
అవును నేను పప్పు వేసుకోలేదు కదా
Now,
ఒకటే వేసుకున్నాను
increasing this value in this one. Okay. I will click on OK.
థ్యాంక్ యూ నాన్న
Okay. And we have a mapping here. Can rename it.
Hash mapping is not possible, right?
Which one?
Hash mapping is not possible, right? Here.
No, you have the option of either the SSLT mapping or the this mapping.
No, like in test mapping.
No, test
Display
mapping.
view.
It's testing of the mapping. It's not possible. No. See, product is all together from scratch.
Okay.
I told you on the first day, it is from scratch
Yeah.
and it's created on ground up.
It will take some time to implement it.
No,
Then-
it will take the time. It has its own pros and it has its own cons also. Okay, as compared to
Open
BI,
open that
we will.
open that mapping once. Open the mapping once.
ఏంటో ఈరోజు
Yeah.
Are in the receiver set are you able to duplicate that IP address?
Sorry.
In the IP address are you able to duplicate that? Like in
No, we won't be able. No.
you won't be able to do that, no? Okay.
No.
Okay. So segments also you are not able to duplicate that.
No,
So
we
it will be
won't.
fixed there. Okay.
Okay. So let's go back to our
Awesome.
Now what we have done, we have provided the standard adapter We have done the receiver adapter and we have done some transformation logic. All okay. Now let's deploy it. Okay, either say I have just saved it. It will give me any error, if any. It's again giving me error. Right. Channel name should be in a valid XML name.
Centers of maybe you have used somewhere, maybe centers of 1 2 3 like that.
Yeah, error again. Channel name should be in valid XML. It's not giving me error at receiver adapter. It's giving me sender adapter.
This you have given that as
Alright, behave weirdly for weird things. Cannot explain also these things.
sometimes.
Valid. Let's see. Let me go out and come back. Or let me reconfigure this channel. Better. Hello?
Yes, Anat, we are there. Hello, Sanat, you are there?
Yes. Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
Now the name is not giving me error. Anyway, giving the same
Okay.
score. Mm, Now, see, I have saved it. There is no error in my web UI. Okay. Now, what I can do is I can deploy it directly or I can deploy it later also. So how to do it? Deploy it later. I will go here back to my package, and there is an option directly called deploy. Okay. So you already see the version is 1.0. So it is been already saved and it is in the there are no errors and nothing like that. So you can directly deploy if this is the one. If it's written draft, you cannot directly deploy. It will give an error. So if I try to deploy this one, it will give me an error. It's already deployed. I have deployed this one. Sorry. Okay. So this one is deployed. Okay. And now I'm going to monitor. See, it has been deployed successfully. I'm going to monitor. Let's see if it is successful or not, the deployment.
And another
First
deploying
time,
going to multi or
Your voice is very low. Can you be little louder?
yeah, deploy in the sense. Arvind, can you go for mute? Sense
Yes. Then
deploy in the sense like you are activating that one or you're moving to somewhere like other environment.
no. So what we are activating this now. This would be live on our HCI scenario, just like your PI. Na? Once we
Yeah,
activate it, it would be available for the processing.
yeah. Okay.
It's not moving to another environment. It's altogether different thing. It's not like transporting the changes to
Yeah,
another
that's the
system.
time. Yeah.
And just for the record, there is no transport management here.
Okay. Then what is the process for
So
that one?
copy paste and then again deploying it to. I have one session altogether for that.
Okay, okay, fine.
So this is the one which I created. Okay, this is the URL. Okay, and this we will be using this one to our scenario, our boomerang, and we will be triggering our message. Once again, I would say I had to cover one more thing to do. Anyway, so yes. Let's take it and let's see if it's work or not. HTTP cannot class. Anyway, I think it's not working as of now. Not the iFlow, my this 0289. This is not working as of now for my data transmission. But the thing is, we know these steps. Now we have the endpoint URL. Now we just need to trigger this message the same way we do in the Eclipse. We have the endpoint URL. Just take that endpoint URL and send it to the. This is the issue with my this tenant P0289. My 0341 it's working, but 0289 it's not working. Okay. So this is why it's giving me this error. Not to worry, because we have already seen how to trigger the message and how to run the message. So like same, this is the one which we trigger and we get this type of response. Because this is working. This is the working tenant for me as of now. Okay. So we'll be getting the same response as that one. Okay. So we get this endpoint from here. In Eclipse, we get this endpoint from our worker node of our runtime node. We double click on this one. We go to the service and we search for the iFlow which we have created just now, and subsequently we get the endpoint URL. Just let me show you how again. Okay. GUIP. So this is the one which we would be using. We are using, I guess, not get GUIP. So this is the one. So this is the endpoint URL we get from our Eclipse, and in our monitoring we get this endpoint URL from here. Okay. And the artifact details. This is the artifact. You can view the integration flow, whatever you have created. You can just click here, and you will be taken to the iFlow which you have just now generated or created. Okay. And back to that, you can go for the monitoring also. Monitoring of those messages. Okay. So this is how we basically configure in our web UI. Web UI is quite simple as compared to your Eclipse UI because everything is in front of you. Means it's in front of you because everything will be prompted to you to configure. Okay. But in Eclipse UI, you have some added feature like doing the data store. I showed you that day what is data store. We have saved some value data store, so that is not available in your web UI. Okay. Your version management is also now possible. A week ago, SAP has now released a version management for your Eclipse that I need to explore. I will be letting you know before this end of this class. What they have given is they have given the patches for uh, Eclipse, which you need to import to your Eclipse, and you can do the version management of your iFlow. Okay, so let me explore that because it's recently released. So I will be exploring that, and I will be letting you know before end of this class, end of the sessions, our classes. Okay. Um, any other questions? Because we are already on 9:14. We will be taking our sessions tomorrow. Tomorrow it would be little tough for me because I have some prior commitments. Can we take on Sunday, day after tomorrow, 3 hours session, morning? My morning means my same time for 3 hours.
It's fine, Sanat. For me, it's fine. So
Tomorrow,
please check with the remaining guys also. For me, it's fine. Tomorrow, you're
tomorrow
not
morning.
taking.
No, no, tomorrow morning it's
Tomorrow,
not.
Sunday morning, right?
Yes, Sunday morning.
Okay. Sunday morning and like in next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm not there. Tuesday, Wednesday, I will not able to join the classes. So Sunday, how do you?
Let's see. Let me come back on that. First of all, complete on Sunday that we will be moving on Tuesday. Um, because I have some work on Monday, Tuesday also. So we'll be taking on, I guess, on Wednesday itself.
Sunday, what time?
Sundays are at the same time.
No, same time means if you take 3 hours, it will go to 2 o'clock for us.
So can we make it? Yeah, I get your point. So what time is there right now?
12
It's
o'clock
12
now.
o'clock already?
Yeah.
Okay. So we can, in the evening, is it possible for you guys?
Yeah.
My evening
Yeah. What time evening is?
means my time it would be around 6 o'clock. Last time I have taken the 3 hour session. Remember 6 o'clock to uh, 6 to 8:30 or 9:45, 8:45.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Arvind?
Yeah, it's fine for me. It's fine for me. But
Yeah.
Tuesday and Wednesday, we don't put the classes. Tuesday and Wednesday.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Sunday, 6 o'clock if it's okay. Pradeep, Karthik, Sairam,
Yeah, it's fine.
Vinay.
Oh, fine, sir.
Sunday, 6 o'clock my time. So just adjust it based on yours.
Pradeep,
Yeah, it's okay. I know that told.
check with Shankar also, no?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah.
You are there already.
He's waiting for name. Okay. Um, okay. Then we'll end up this session and we will catch up on Sunday evening.
Yes. And Sanat,
Yeah.
we have not received these documents from last class onwards.
Which one? Which one? Which one?
Last Saturday, whatever you told me, you will share the documents, right? The step scenario
So
presentation
that
and all.
was, I think, the, yeah, I will just share it. I will just share it. Anyway, I would have shared the that one, the different adapter configuration. You must have gotten.
No, we don't get. I have not received it.
Oh, okay. This is Vinay,
Scroll
correct?
to this is Ira.
So
I've asked it Bharat, but he didn't.
I guess I have already sent for the adapter. I have this all the adapter configuration. I have already sent to Bharat. Anyway, I will ask Bharat to send it today across you. Uh, Along with the this one also uh, we did the variable environment variable the scripting one. That also document I have to send you guys yours. So along with that, I will send the this one. Anyway, I will just ask Bharat to send it. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Okay. Let's
Thank
meet
you.
up on Sunday. Yep. Bye.
Thanks, Kunal.
Good night, Pradeep. Bye.